Now, here is the School Psych AI platform. And once you log in, you can see it greets you. And then there's some things that you can get started doing right away. Well, what are some of the things that Sophia can help you with? Writing reports. Duh. What else? Writing any IP documents, summarizing documents. A really cool aspect is, well, this is great, but what can I do? If you click this take a tour, it will give you a tour of the platform that can walk you through how do I create a new thread? How do I switch conversations? How can I toggle between a chat and workspace? But it gives you an entire tour of the platform. So these are just easy buttons to help you get started. When you come in, my recommendation is just to come here and start having a conversation with your trusted thought partner, Sophia. Also, it's important to note that our platform, again, it's a FERPA compliant platform. We provide a ton of resources on that. I think someone from our team dropped that information inside. So you can come in, begin having a conversation with our trusted FERPA compliant thought partner, Sophia. And these are things you can do. Ask Sophia to summarize a record review. Ask Sophia for information. But we don't have time to waste. So I'm going to show you all how to leverage Sophia to help you with writing reports. Let's jump right in. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to go down to our tools. And when you're in tools, we have 50 plus tools that you can choose from. We're working on some things where we're going to, maybe next week we'll talk about that, but we have some exciting things coming soon. But for now, when you click tools, you see where it says reports, and it's a drop down. When you select that drop down, there's 4 different report writing tools. Importantly, there's a report writer tool for multi-rater, so think rating scale. There's a report writer for individual assessment, so think cognitive and achievement, and then a report summarizer and a score report summarizer. For now, what we're going to focus on is the report writer individual assessment. What's important about this, we provide the flexibility because we know every practitioner, whether you're in upstate New York, whether you're in sunny SoCal, you're working differently. And there's no one way to complete a report across. If we had the answer for that, the world would be changed. But there's no unified way. So our platform provides you the flexibility to work the way how you work. So in this example, once you select that tool, you can drag or drop a score report here, or you simply can click that button and then find a score report that you have. So let's go ahead. We're going to click into this WJ5 cognitive assessment. I select the WJ5, make sure it's the WJ5 cognitive assessment, and then hit submit. As simply put as possible, you select the report writer tool, upload your score report, and then let Sophia do her magic. Now, Patty, what's happening on the back end of our platform, you met Ed. Ed is the genius behind this, to where we have built in a very sophisticated extraction method, put in guardrails, told Sophia, hey, we need you to be amazing at doing this and helping practitioners, and then you're going to return it into this preferred output. So what that means is you are going to get an output that includes a test purpose and description, a table of scores, and then a narrative interpretation of those scores. It'll take about 60 to 90 seconds to run because we're doing the heavy lifting for you. Now, you might be thinking 60 to 90 seconds, that's a little bit of time. Well, let's compare it to how we're typically doing it. And it might take us, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, generously, maybe an hour to interpret these sections. All right. So in that time, we now have this beautiful write-up for the WJ5. Before we review this, we're going to fast forward and come back because I want to get another report running. Super quick. It gave us that test purpose description, a table of scores. We're going to review this. Stay with me. And the narrative interpretation. A really powerful part of our platform This button allows you to do magic. Check this out. Now, Patty, we're going to click Create Document. And now it's going to open up inside of what? Ed, I need sound effects, man. This beautiful editor that we have.
Get
Okay.
this man a soundboard.
Yes. Okay, Gina, check this out. We're going to come back to that. Stay with us, Gina. Inside of the editor, you can edit anything, any of that output that you got. You can make it bold. I like to have headers. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to come here. The short answer to that is yes. We're going to change the header here. Gina, now we're changing the world. Oh, great. That's pretty boring. Let's spice it up a little bit. So we're going to make this green. All right. Look at that. And now I can modify that. I can change the tables. You can edit anything here. Powerful. Okay. Now I'm going to get to that question. What I'm going to do, because I want to show you all, I'm going to go back to tools, back to the report. Now what we're going to do, we're going to pull in the WJ achievement. So I just select that. I change this to the WJ5 achievement, and then I hit submit. And while that's running, I just come over here and now I can continue editing anything that's over here. So now we see how it's working the way how I work as a practitioner. While that's running, while the WJ achievement is running, I'm going to jump back to the chat and we're going to answer some of the questions. Okay, now Gina, for the confidence intervals, the way how I showed you is using our tools. When this finishes, we're going to come back over to the actual chat, and then we're going to show how we can use Sophia to chat and tell Sophia to do whatever we want her to do. It's powerful, and that's where giving the option to provide the customizability is super important. Check this out, Gina. What we're going to do now, I'm going to edit down. It just ran the WJ achievement. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm scanning, I'm reviewing, I'm using my clinical judgment. And guess what we can do now? Guess what we can do now, Patty? I'm going to add that WJ achievement for all your special educators who might be doing the WJ achievement. Now we have that here. And remember, this is an editor. So now I want to edit all of this. We're going to break that down. Now we have another header here. And now I'm working the way how I work. But you can see this is starting to look like a full evaluation, whatever I'm working on. Well, Gina, I want to have confidence intervals. How do I do that? This is the beautiful part of our platform. What we're going to do, if you see this paperclip, I'm going to toggle. Do I want to do this? Sure. I'm going to toggle back to the chat view. Okay. I'm going to click this paperclip button. When I click that paperclip button, it allows me to upload any of that information. Let me see. Does this one have boom, 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 boom? Okay. So now I uploaded the WJ score report. And Gina, using the conversations feature, I can tell Sophia, our thought partner, based on the uploaded score report, your task is to use your deep expertise in psychological evaluations to return a test purpose table of scores and a narrative interpretation for each, let's say, cluster. Now, Gina, be sure to include the confidence intervals inside the table of scores. What else do we want Sophia to do for us? What else? Anything else? Include a key. Ooh, Gina, can you tell me a little bit more about that? And you are to also include a key showing a range for the different classifications. Okay. See, and this is where using our natural language is super important. So inside of the table, and Sophia knows because our team is 55% practitioner, knows inside of the table to do that. But where your natural language and telling Sophia, we cannot leave Sophia or any of these other AI models up to chance and to guess. Okay. So I'm going to put this in. And we're going to say inside of the table, structure it based on what's attached and include the confidence interval. We want to do a row or a column, Ed?
It's a column.
Column for the confidence interval as well. Be sure to include we call them qualitative descriptors. Don't make fun of me, Gretchen. I know y'all sound stuff out too. We know our strengths. Listen, one of the reasons why I started to, and can you see? Yeah, we're going to let this run. Boom. One of the reasons why I wanted to leverage this technology is, and we're coming up on a year, I am not the best writer. Like I struggle. How I'm talking now, it's easy. The review of test meetings could make people feel like they were on cloud nine and they will leave inspired and full of hope. But then if you tell me to write all of this on paper, I'm going to struggle with that. And so it helped me personally. And my thinking was, if this helps me personally, I know there are other people who might benefit from leveraging this technology in a way where it can help them do the tedious parts of the job. And it helps me get my words out as well. All right, so that's running. Let's see what else is coming through the chat. Can you scan an actual front page of the protocol? Okay, here's what I recommend for that. Always adhere to the publisher policies, okay? You cannot photocopy protocols. You can't, no, don't do that. Now, for the score reports, that's a different conversation, okay? And for the score reports, as an example with WJ, we have a partnership with them. They have the PDF versions, they have the documents, and they sent this directly to us. And so that's what we uploaded here. Importantly, we also provide a variety of options for you: PDFs, PNGs, CSV files. What else do we do? Documents to give you a variety of options as well. We see the results here. Gina B says, can it assist with writing the background information? I'll show you that here in a second as well. Going rapid fire through the questions. To that point, graphs are the best way to convey information. Gina G, just like we practice. I'll show you that here in a second. All right, Gretchen says, hallelujah, I've passed out. This is just incredible. Look at that. Just from using our natural language. Here's what Sophia did. Come on now. Gave us the standard score, the confidence interval, the percentile rank, and then that qualitative descriptor. Now, always double check, okay? Any AI will hallucinate and might make things up. With the professional considerations and understanding limitations of this technology, whoa. Ed, are you saying this? It did both. Wait, what? Oh, that's interesting. It went back and redid both of them. I didn't ask, but that's really neat. And then if I want to go back, I can click add to document, and then it'll add to that document as well. I'll pause here. Any questions while Gretchen is getting up off the floor? Okay, I want to quickly show you all the graphs because I think this is pretty cool as well. And then I'll take some other questions. So what we're going to do, I'm going to click back into the workspace view. I'm going to edit down, and then I'm going to come here. Can y'all see me still? Uh-oh. Okay, that just froze up. All right, I'm going to click this insert. And you can insert tables, charts, images on the horizontal line. We're going to click chart. And then I'm going to paste data in. And I'm going to paste in. Now we have some WISC scores because we over tested this kid. We've all been there before, right? And we're going to call this WISC 5. Let's do, and you can see the different types of charts we can do, line, pie, bell curve. We're going to do a bell curve. You can set the, hey, this is new, or maybe it's always been there and I've just always ignored it. But we did the manual entry. Those scores are there, the standard deviation. We have the mean. Now, if I want to adjust this, I could go to advanced options, but just for demo purposes, now we're just going to click insert chart. Ed, did I mess something up? Go ahead, Ed.
You got to remove the name. You see it says Landon at the very top.
Wait, hold up. Chart.
Look at your input where it says test scores. Move your mouse up like 2 inches. You'll see it.
Wait, what? Ed, not sure what you're talking about. Say that for me.
It said land. Yeah, you don't put Landon in there.
Oh, I can't do that?
No.
Oh, okay. Got you. We're going to call this Landon bell curve. And then do that. All right. So there's all the scores there. Boom. Now you could color code this. Thank you, Ed. But just for demo purposes, and this is where you get into the advanced options for those who really want to customize, and then insert that chart. But in seconds, now you have a bell curve, if that's how you want to visualize your information. All right. I'm coming back to the chat. Can you have a list of tests that are part of this technology? Yes, we used to have that, but because you can use the chat as well as our report writer, it's essentially every test with a caveat. The tests that are going to be inside of the report writer tools are going to have a higher percentage of accuracy. When you use the conversational piece in the chat, it's not leaving it up because it's still pulling from our reference material, but we have more guardrails in. The trade-off is you can use your natural language with any of those tests. What I tell people is if you use that, it's fine. Your professional judgment, you just have to understand those limitations there as well. All right, very good, very good. I'll pause here. I do want to show you all FBA's BIPs, behavioral observations, and all of this stuff is super fast. Summarizing background information. But Patty, Gina, Gretchen, anyone who's on this call, I'll pause here. Questions, comments, anything particular you all want to see. Then Gina says, so the Pearson platform would be used with the natural language. So check this out. So when you go to, as an example, I'm processing something inside of my brain. Yeah, let's go at it. If y'all are watching this, you know what time it is. Ed might be stopping. Go ahead, Ed.
I have a question. Gina, when you say use with natural language, can you expand on that? What do you mean by that? Just can you provide a little more detail? I think you're on mute.
I think she means using the chat versus the report writer tool. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So if that's the case, inside of the report writer, show you, I did rating scales. Yep. And here are all the different rating scales that are pre-programmed inside of the platform. All right. And as an example, you can see what I've selected. And then just for illustrative purposes, we're going to select that score report, and then we're going to hit submit. And then that's going to run. Okay. And then I'm checking the chat. Can you scan a cumulative file, style, PDF, and it summarizes 100%. What you can do, you can go to chat. You can upload a file. Now it's up to 10 megabytes. All right. I knew Ed, that's why I said it.
Yeah, no, hold on. There's a really big caveat there. So it really depends on the size. We had somebody try to upload 2,000 pages before. And while we can parse that, it's going to lead to very poor results because 2,000 pages is wild. But if you're talking about something in the range of like 100, 150 pages, it should be able to manage that pretty well.
Good. Thank you, Ed. All right. Andrea, that's funny. Okay, so now in that short time of Ed answering that question, that bad score report is finished. So now what we're going to do, I am just going to scroll down and I'm going to add that to my document. And just to kind of show you all just some of our summarizing features, yes, you can upload any document, ask Sophia to summarize. You can upload a full psychological evaluation. We'll summarize it down to a 1 to 2 pager. Or as an example, let's say that you have, I don't have information, I kind of do, but it's a similar concept, the behavioral observation and a structural developmental history. So both kind of function the same. But for this conversation, we'll do a behavioral observation. So I'm going back to our student Landon, and here's a classroom observation that we did on the legal pad, right? We're writing it down. Here's our rough notes. It's for demo purposes, right? But what I want to show you, you can upload a scan. If you go into a classroom, you write it, you scan it, you can upload that scanned document, a PDF or PNG, and then Sophia, through our behavioral observation tool, is going to summarize that into a beautiful behavioral observation. Now, while Sophia is running that, I'm going to come back over here. We're going to label this behavioral observation. Getting that ready. I'm going to edit down here because that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Boom, just like that. While I'm editing that, here's the behavioral observation. I'm going to add that to the document. If you saw, I put my cursor in the document where I wanted that added, and it added it there. I'm going to delete this part because I don't want that. And now you all can see we have this behavioral observation information here. But that's not all. What do they used to say on the old QVC for my Gen Xers and millennials? But wait, there's more. Lisa, what were you? Sorry, y'all. Sorry. What if we love for a limited time only? That's hilarious. I thought Leslie was saying I have something that's generally 100 pages. I was like, Leslie. All right, here's what we're gonna do, y'all. One of my absolute favorite tools on here is our Readability Assistant tool. I'm gonna create a new thread. And let's say I love that behavioral observation, but I know the language is a little bit complex. So I'm going to go back to our tools. I'm selecting the Readability Assistant. I don't want to upload anything, although you can up to a full evaluation. I'm going to select text, Then I'm going to paste this, just what's here, this observation. We're going to hit next. And then, Patty, we're going to select our desired readability level. And I want 3rd grade. And then we're going to hit submit. Patty, are you still here? Okay. And then that's going to run. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful thing here. What I love about the readability assistant is that it takes that complex information and it makes it accessible to our parents or really anybody. So then I'm just going to take this and then I'm going to replace it, add to document. So now we have this parent-friendly. Yes, we need to clean it up a little bit, but that's the beautiful part of this editor. Or now that we've changed that language, I can highlight this magic wand, this AI actions pops up. And let's say I want to summarize it. I can click summarize as well. I'm not going to do it because I want us to get into the FBA and BIP with the remaining time and then leave space for some more questions. But I'll pause here. Ed, Ed, I saw your hand. What's up?
I clicked the wrong button. Sorry.
All right. I got you. Ed. Okay. And as you all can see, this is starting to really take shape as a full evaluation that we're doing here. Okay. Before I roll to the FBA and BIP, is there anything coming through in the chat or any questions that you all have right now? Helpful to see the FBA and BIP, or is it helpful to see IEP goals? Or do y'all just want me to choose? Gina says either is fine. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Y'all don't be like me. Always name your threads. And we're going to call this behavioral observation landed. Okay? Because I want that. Boom. I'm going to go back to the previous thread where we were doing, I know, I didn't name that good enough, I know. But we're going to call this Landon Docs. I don't know. Name it better than what I do. Some people like to name by students. All that is fine. So you see, we have the behavior observation, the BAS, the WJ information. Here's a prompt that I'm going to give to you all that I absolutely love. And we say based on the WJ cog and achievement scores, and then we have the BAS and behavioral observation. Gina, always good to see you. We'll be in touch, Gina. We're going to say within this thread, explain this in plain language, the biggest cognitive strengths and weaknesses, how those relate to their achievement scores, how it relates to any processing deficits, any relevant behavioral and social emotional impacts, and what this means for classroom learning. Then summarize the key points in 3 bullets I should share with parents. And finally, based on the information, provide me with an IEP goal for each area of concern. Oh, that's good. Submit. I think that's a good prompt, y'all. I think that's good. Okay. What I'm going to do, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but what I'm going to do, because I think it's a good prompt, I'm going to go ahead and share this prompt with you all, and you all can just modify this however you all like. But Byron, what if there was a way to save prompts? Come on now. We got y'all. Check this out. If I really like that prompt, instead of having to, I use notes for everything. Instead of having to put that in notes or some Google Doc, we built that directly inside of the platform. So if I really like this prompt, I can just come here, I can click save prompt, and then when I come to saving, all of my saved prompts are going to be here. And when I select it, it automatically pops in. And that allows you, Andrea says, this is awesome. Yes, yes, yes. You can keep track of all your favorite prompts directly inside of that platform. What I really like about that, you don't, because in some of the other platforms, the big ones, the billion-dollar ones, they don't even have it. So I have Google Docs, I have my notes where I pull my favorite prompts and I have to paste them back in. And then before we review the findings of that, I saw something come through the chat. My computer is moving slow because I'm pushing it to the max. Okay, that's taking a second to pop up. So I'll come back once my chat loads up. But based on that prompt we just ran, here's what it gave us. A summary of the cognitive strengths and weaknesses, just like we asked. How this cognitive profile relates to achievement. And what I like about this, I can do this. It just takes me time that I may or may not have. And this is giving me a really nice draft. It looks at some of those processing deficits. And then it looks at the behavioral and social emotional impacts, what this means for classroom learning, the summary for parents, and then the IEP goal. It's giving us everything that we talked about, y'all. Everything. And then guess what you can do? You can add this to the document. And it gives us this. Come on now. It gave us a goal for each one of those areas. But then I can come back and keep chatting to Sophia, put these goals in a table. Help me craft an email in parent-friendly language that I can share directly with the parent. Oh, this is amazing. Man, can we clap it up for Ed and all of our team and you all part of our community? This is exceptional. And it's designed to work how you work. And we're committed to continuously taking feedback so that we can make this better and better and better for you. I'm going to stop here to see if there's any questions or comments before I wrap up with some last minute items for us. Gina says, is there a way to organize the saved prompts? I think there's a better way we can do it, but right now you're just sorting them. And then we build in a way to like favorite them so you can see all your favorite ones. Dina says by category. Team, if we could capture that, that would be pretty helpful. So we can think through. We're not making promises that we'll do that, but we will think through if that makes sense. And then Andrea says, does this write in Google Docs? What you can do, and I'll share my screen here. Let's say, because you all see, this is, in this time, we've almost built out a full psychological evaluation. Because we have practitioners from upstate New York all the way to California, we provide you the options. You can copy it, and it prepares it, it formats it for Word, for Google Docs, or plain text, or you can export as a doc, PDF, rich text, or plain text. And this allows you to send it to Google, to a Word doc, to a third-party platform as well. Great question. Okay. I'm pausing here for any questions, comments, reflections before I wrap up. Okay, and Karina shared a very useful tip as well. Thank you, Karina. Okay, you all, we have reached our time for today. If this is something that you all think might help you in your work, whether you're an individual practitioner or you're looking for your department, you can start a free trial. Just going to our website. I'll drop the link inside of the chat, so where you can come in and you can give it a try today. All right. And it's a free 14-day trial. Now, if you're a decision maker and you're looking at this for your district, then we know what today is. It's July 1. That means for a good bit of districts, your fiscal year, I see Gretchen smiling, your districts are opening up their budgets now. So you can request a quote, and myself, Lisa, Leslie, they'll be in touch with you, and we'll get you a quote today with actual numbers so that you can also so that you can see, okay, this is what it'll cost, and also understand what a little bit deeper, everything that's included. I know Andrea says in California, we have no budget. We're practitioners, so we know how to make it work on a shoestring budget. And we pride ourselves on working with you to make it make sense. So no, don't fret about that. We'll work with you to find a way to make it happen. I dropped inside if you would like to request a quote, just so you can see on paper numbers and what it looks like. We're very transparent. One thing, we will never charge per report. We don't believe that's equitable. You can't predict how many reports you're going to have, and we don't think it's equitable to charge you per report. We just will never operate. So our pricing is very clear and transparent. You know what you're going to get. And what you're getting with us is the best team, the best customer service, the technology that is designed to work with you. And that's our commitment to you. Thank you all for joining us during this office hours. We'll meet back here same time next week. And if you all have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to any member of our team. Until next time, take care, everyone. I'll hang back if anyone else has any questions about anything that we shared. Gonna stop the recording.